make that decision, yeah, hore I'm going abroad. Let's start
Hey,
at the
ke ne
first
ke le
time in
ga ke ne ke
Malaysia.
le mo ke Batswana ke le mo ke Batswana ka re yi ga ba bore.
William to the last yeah,
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Third Opinion, and thank you for joining us. Nakibria Laone at Laonev on all platforms, and this is at Third Opinion _BW. That's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Ke gore re everywhere. How re Google?
Everywhere.
How re Google? Remote top
Hey
search.
guys, my name is Mr. Orson, the guy with the soprano. You can find me on all my social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, everywhere, every other platform that you are in. Search for Mr. _ Orson. You will find me. And we miss Sharon, the shares, the thorn. We remember you, girl. You have to come. You have to come back.
Welcome.
Okay, what are we going to talk about today?
Okay, so today's topic is, I guess, the idea of moving abroad, which is, which when you make the decision to move abroad, and what are the things to look out for, what are the things that you expect when you go, and I guess maybe us sharing a bit of our experiences, because Orson now lives in Thailand. We also used to live in Malaysia.
Hey, don't be telling people my stuff.
Cambodia? Did you also live in Cambodia for a minute? Vietnam. Go to the whole of Asia, basically. Asia.
Come on now.
And I live
so
now
basically
in
basically we are in different countries. That's what he's saying, and we're gonna share about our experiences. We're shooting this in different parts, and yes, I've been in Southeast Asia. And Lala, when are we going? And how is your experience?
I live in the United Kingdom. I don't even know what that was. That was a weird accent. Now I live in the UK. Now I live in the UK, and I've also lived in Malaysia. Those are the two countries I've actually lived in. I've visited others, but those are the countries I've actually lived in. And both times, Haikileko Malaysia, that was when I was doing my undergrad. Then now I'm here I've just completed my postgraduate master's. And then...
So what I think what you should tell us, what made you to make that decision, yeah, I'm going abroad. Let's start at the first time in Malaysia.
Ke Batswana, ke le mo ke Batswana ka re yi ga ba bore ga ba lapisi. I'm lying, guys. I'm lying. Don't turn off. Stay tuned. But so first of all, I get Malaysia. Honestly, this was my undergrad, and but then for me, it was just I wanted to leave home. I just wanted to. I had always treasured the idea of studying abroad, and so I just thought, and the opportunity presented itself. Sponsor Gazi. I was like, if it cracks like that, can you get
free education?
Yeah, I'm not gonna
free
say
going abroad.
I'm not gonna say it was free, but that was, and then for me, I think, but let me tell you first about where I went, and then compare the two experiences for me before the Tanaka was. So for me, it was that simple. It was like there was so back and you say government, then we feel like formal hella, and then
why not?
Then there was a day I don't even remember. No, we said passport, the visa, and then go why Kotawa abroad. No, another day. And then now when I came here for my master's, first of all, I came as a Chevening scholar. Chevening scholarship, shut ups. So there was a whole, the application process is completely different. So there was a whole really intense application process of you apply, you fill out 5 essays, and then you get selected, you're longlisted, then you're shortlisted, and then there's interviews, blah, blah. But we'll get into that a different day. And then finally, you are awarded your scholarship, and then you come to the UK and you pursue your 1-year master's. But the difference for me, the most stark difference was because I about Malaysia. No back everybody. Like literally no accommodation was there in Kwano. Being a Shivan scholar, you had to find your own accommodation, which was
really
difficult. Yeah. You had to find your own accommodation or choose if you're going to live on campus. And for me, I just felt I didn't want to live on campus because I didn't like the idea of living on campus. Also, campus accommodation is expensive as fuck. And I was just like, I'm not going to do it. Allowance more. So I chose instead to find a private let. But that was so difficult. I'm not gonna lie, some landlords are racist as fuck. It's been advertised, you're looking at the room, it looks cool, you send a message, hey guys, oh okay, this place is available, September, okay, can we do a video call, like, which is normal, like sometimes landlords want to do like an interview, really. For whatever reason, kind of just to get a reading of you, or whatever. Okay. So how video call so hello, oh Shane, that house, it's just like 5 minutes ago, you're like, you knew what it's our mood.
All right. So now that we know like how you got to be in those two countries, which country would you rather, like, if you were to choose between the two, which one would you rather stay in?
Honestly, I would stay in the UK. Like if I had to choose between the two, I would still choose the UK. And for me, for a lot of reasons, it's crazy because I lived in Malaysia for 4 or 5 years. I came to my undergrad, but I've never felt at home. Malaysia. I always felt ostracized. I had the ostracized kind of thing. I always felt really conscious of, and not even conscious of my black person.
Every action or your everyday life, you have to be. So if like we are like how I got to, you know, the first time was just like you. We went into scholarship, the government did everything, and then we moved to Malaysia. We studied for 4 years. Yeah. But then we all went back to work. But it has always been my dream that I should go abroad. I should live abroad, and that's it. Like, I had wanted to live abroad, and Malaysia was not really my first option. Malaysia was a quick option that was available at that point to take to go abroad. Because the time when we were applying, it was just Malaysia and South Africa and Namibia, I think. And I was like, Namibia.
My mom was like, never.
South Africa, I can take Mozambique, but Malaysia, I would never get that experience again. So I fought my way into Malaysia. But after that, Mobutsana is not for me for now. I'm not really happy with my job. I quit my job and I moved to Thailand. And my move to Thailand was not really pleasant. Like, if you've watched my videos separate from this, I've talked about it many times, that it was not really an easy transition, you know, and I had to grind from scratch. I got here without a job. I got here without knowing anything besides having a friend who we have met in Malaysia, that she was here, but she was also doing her own thing. So I had to like start everything from scratch, understanding everything. And I got here, it was really nice, but getting jobs also was a challenge because of where I'm from. I moved to Vietnam as well. My visa issues because of where I'm from. And then I moved back to Thailand because, and then I eventually got to understand the legal system and how you can get proper work visas, how you can stay legally. So those are the things that I worked on and understood. So for me, moving abroad the second time was not really easy. I'll say I think I've moved abroad 3 times, because after the second time I went home for like 6 months to regroup, to start again from scratch in 2016, and I came back to Thailand in 2016, and things have been so good for
stronger, bigger, better.
I think I came back bigger and better. So I understand when you're saying like you never felt at home in Malaysia. I think because like you have to be cautious of a lot of things that you're doing. Even here, I have to be careful. Like, I have to be careful. I know, like, if I do something wrong, even something that everybody does wrong, I'm at risk because of where I'm from of getting in a lot of trouble, you
Yeah.
know, because of my
Because of your skin color.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So things like that. But the good thing about living abroad, guys, is the fact that you get to experience a lot of things that a lot of people back home are not getting. Like
You
when
also
it
get
comes
to learn so much about your own
access,
self as well.
access to a lot of information, access to a lot of services that some are there back
Technology.
home, but here that at a higher standard. There is so much to do. Like, I think we all see Thailand. People see how beautiful Thailand is. You get to travel. You get to see different cultures. You get to enjoy the beach. You get to enjoy the mountains, the rooftop bars. That is the good part about me being abroad. That's what I'm enjoying. So what are you enjoying the most in the UK, Vanilla?
I think what I've really enjoyed about living in the UK is the freedom to it's so weird because I've never, until I lived here, I don't think I've really been openly conscious of how much I minimized myself and I guess my sexual and gender identity, or even when I lived in Malaysia. Yes, I've almost always been open about being gay.
So
But
fair back UK, here?
not that, but I'd always be conscious. Let's say if I'm in a meeting, if I say 1, 2, 3, or if I express myself this way,
Oh.
gay, and then if that happens, it'll be now. Oh, then how are they going to perceive me? But I've never.
And then your points become valid because of your sexuality.
Something
and
becomes
other things.
valued or invalidated in one way or the other because of my. I've never felt that being in the UK. If anything, I've felt I like people. Yes, are conscious. I'm also like. It seems everybody's conscious of. Linnam conscious as a black gay person. Certain spaces are inaccessible, and maybe I'm just lucky to be at the university that I'm at. And that has created a lot of spaces for me to lean into so many spaces that I wanted to engage with and enter these spaces purposefully and be like, hey, I'm here, I'm queer, what of it type of situation. And honestly, I know it's only been a year, but it really helped me open me up in so many ways, like emotionally and even and like my mental health is so much better. And now I think I occupy that space much more consciously with like the power that it carries and being. So that is why for me I would choose the UK over and over again. But
I think
it hasn't been without its faults. It hasn't been. I was homeless for the first 3 months that I was here.
Where in the UK?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Come through.
I was taking accommodation. I was basically homeless for the first 3 months that I was here.
Oh well, in another one. I think because you are in an English-speaking country, like you can easily communicate your points. You can really understand people. I live in a country where I have to find a way to communicate proper. I don't use Sekgowa ebile Bridgerton Sekgowa sone is beyond. I don't use Sekgowa se. I see people getting frustrated here trying to be proper all the time. Remember in Malaysia, sometimes you needed not to use proper sentence structures. You just needed to focus on the points. Burger, special, only.
Yeah.
And that's it. You don't go in and say, can you kindly make me a special burger? No something. No. You just get straight to the point. I think that is one thing that is challenging for me.
Special burger, beef, no eggs.
I find myself also learning a little bit of Thai so that I'm able to
get by.
To get by, because I need to ask for directions. I need to ask for time. I need to ask for information. Sometimes I also need to communicate my point in some Thai vocabulary so that things become much easier for me.
You're right.
So
I think I never thought about it that way.
Those are some of the challenges.
It is definitely maybe I never appreciated the advantage of they speak a language that I already readily speak. as opposed to Harleko Malaysia, where, like you were saying about Thailand, I had to learn like bits and bobs of Bahasa Malay just so you can, for example, ask for directions, make an order in a restaurant, but I've never had that challenge. It's really that simple. Hi guys, I'm looking to get to Station Y. Do you guys know where it is? And then it's just, go down this way. Hi, listen, yes, of course, like where there's challenges of like accents where it's just like, but
at the end of the day, they're speaking the same language as you. So that is one of the downside of living living abroad in a country that doesn't speak your language. You have your language barrier, and then the other downside of living abroad is like culture shock. I don't know. Did you experience any culture shocks in the UK?
Yeah, there's just so many different things that happen where I would be surprised. This is a
you
real
can reply
thing.
to your mother like that.
Hey, boo, like sometimes it's like, boo, the way people address. I guess even let me just start because I can obviously most of my experience has just been go university. At university, obviously as a master's student, a PhDs, doctor, professor, but kwano ga se issue ga se mo le tshwantse gore le mpitse le re doctor all the time. It's just ke bo Alice le bo Johnny le bo, and it's just, but I know it's completely different. I've had this conversation with other people who who go to university, say go Botswana, and they're like, no kwano ha motare ke budia Dr. Dinamuni ke Dr. Dinamuni and ga gona bo but John and for me, it definitely creates, like, it makes it easier to engage with this person because you know them, like, on a personal level. Who feel more personal and accessible than Professor so-and-so. And
yeah,
I don't know, I think it's just one of those things.
Kwano, there is no Kwano, I think like kids do like respect. I think they have similar cultural values as us. You know, adults are treated differently of how you speak because Kwano, I don't know what they call them. You know, like in French they have like the articles something at the end. So it also has that kind of thing. The culture shock, like, not that the hell I was very excited. I was not really culture shocked. I was very excited of a lot of things. It was not really culture shock for me. Another downside of living abroad, I'm not gonna lie, being a black person in Asia, like it's a challenge overall because already we are red flagged in a lot of countries. Just for being an African in general, you're already red flagged. That's something that is making it difficult. Then it makes it difficult for you to get visas to other places.
And
they need a lot of
speaking of that, like it's crazy
they need.
Like it's crazy what, yes, being black and being African is a red flag in itself. But people will then say, oh, but we're not Botswana, it's small, it's peaceful, it's a successful country, blah, blah, middle class. But the problem is Botswana also haiti. And I know people who have traveled, say, in Asia, and then you get to certain countries where you're supposed to get a visa on arrival, and it's like, Botswana kiko kai, and people.
I got denied entry into Singapore.
You see?
I have a story that I've already shared. I got denied entry into Singapore. Guys, we had that. Well, those are some of the things, our experiences. We mentioned 3 downsides, but we also mentioned a lot of positives.
Yes.
I'll choose to live abroad, even though I miss home so bad. But at this point, I'm very okay. I'm very okay living abroad. Other than that, guys, please let us know if you move abroad, if you want to move abroad. If you really want to ask us questions on how to move abroad, I'm always available to help people. I've helped a lot of people. I've given a lot of people information on how they can do it. And some have done it, they're successful, they're here in Thailand, and they're having a nice time.
Yeah.
My name is Mr_Orsen on my social media platforms. His That Opinion on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram, as well on YouTube. His name is Laune V on Instagram and on Twitter, and on LinkedIn. We talk about LinkedIn.
Bye. Bye, guys.
William to the last, yeah.